Florida teacher tells a black student that black people are beneath white people, according to the allegation. This is insane. A black sixth grade student at Mandarin Middle School, this is in Florida, suffered extreme racial abuse at his school, and now the family is planning to sue after he was called a racial slur by the teacher. All right, by the teacher. The mother of a student in Jacksonville's Mandarin Middle School announced she will sue Duval County Public Schools, MMS's principal, and its dean over a series of alleged incidents of racial discrimination and retaliation. Let's put up a picture of the mother. Okay. Her name is Elise Beecham. She is the one filing the suit. According to the suit, the incidents first began in March when another student used a racial slur toward her son, leading to a physical altercation between the two. The incident was reported to the dean, but the dean contacted the mother, Ms. Beecham, and told her that her son would be suspended for 3 days, allegedly saying, and I quote, "Words don't hurt, and he needs to know how to handle things better." The other student in the exchange was also suspended, but no formal investigation was launched at that point. After the initial incident, the claim states that other students would use the term towards Beecham's son. But when he would defend himself, he will be placed on suspension and concerns would be dismissed by all educators. This is how a teacher responded when the child reported that someone called him a racial slur. This is interesting, all right? The teacher told Beecham's son that he gets mad when someone calls him an N-word, but he thinks he can say it about himself. The document said Beecham's son asked his teacher how she would feel if someone called her a C word. And she responded by calling him the N-word and saying, "You don't have the privilege to call white people the C word because black people are beneath white people." Beecham's attorney, Jasmine Rand, has said 7 other students in the classroom have submitted written statements confirming the teacher actually said that. They got 7 statements. Yeah, that's what the teacher said. After the teacher called her son the N-word, Beecham met with school officials, all right? That's what you're supposed to do, all right? You got to come to the school now. You got to meet with officials. You got to get some straightening. What happens? Beecham met with the school administrator and the superintendent, Deanna Green, after the April 12th incident, but said that seemingly no disciplinary action was taken. Her son was removed from the teacher's class at her request, a move that she said mired the student's testing schedule and put one of his course grades in danger of failing. Let's put up a picture of the superintendent. Well, isn't that something? That's Deanna Green. Buck stops with her. She's the person in charge. Another instance of the N-word being used against Beecham's son was used again on May 4th, but it was again dismissed by the dean of the institution. Mandarin Middle School and Duval County Public Schools' actions and omissions constituted negligence, negligent infliction of emotional distress, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Beecham's son suffered a battery upon his person, a violation of the 4th Amendment of the United States Constitution, 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, and Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, based on racial discrimination and retaliation. The intent to sue document was delivered. This is actually mandatory. You have to send an intent to sue, typically when you sue a governmental entity. That's required. But I looked at some of this law, and I think they have proper footing here because this is a civil rights violation. They went out of their way not to protect the individual who was facing racial discrimination. Dan, thoughts here?
I'm not surprised this is coming from Florida, the same state where just last August there was a special ed teacher who was suspended for saying that her children, basically she was talking to the mother of her children, and that special ed teacher said that mother had half breeds, and as children, quote unquote. So this is happening in the same state where the Republican governor, Ron DeSantis, is specifically targeting any textbooks or teachers that bring up racial history in the United States that might educate people, honestly, even teachers at this point, about why these things are harmful and shouldn't be said and shouldn't be approached in these ways. This is a smart way to talk about race rather than telling people it's illegal to do it. We should give people the framework to actually talk about what is going on with race.
All right, well said.